Hi everyone. So let's do a collective reading to try to capture the energy that's around us right now. And I have two tarot decks here that we will use to help us do that. So we're starting with Strength, 10 of Swords, Page of Wands, Knight of Cups, 7 of Cups, underneath, Ace of Wands, 2 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles, Death, 9 of Pentacles. Underneath everything is the Hanged Man. So when I see the Hanged Man underneath everything, this is saying to me that you have everything you need already. You have everything, it's inside of you, which is why the universe puts us in these timeout kind of positions where we can't move forward. We feel kind of stuck, or we feel like we've been put in a timeout, but it's because the universe wants you to see that it's in you already. So if you feel like something is stuck, something is not working, you feel like you want to give up on something, that's what this Hanged Man is telling me, that the universe put you in that stuck position so that you can see that you're already enough. You already have what it takes. You just have to go and do it. So we'll get more details because that's probably not super helpful because it's so general, but let's really get into this tarot. So I feel like with the Strength and the Ace of Wands here that you're really facing some kind of fears. Generally, when we face fears, the universe likes to reward us with something because we faced those fears. So when you confront your fears, you're showing bravery, you're healing, you're reclaiming your energy. So it just feels like this, you're digging deep, and that may be what you're getting. You're seeing that you already are enough because you confronted some kind of fears. And with the Ace of Wands here, it feels like you are doing enough balancing and perhaps facing fears and changing perspective with the Hanged Man that the universe wants to give you some kind of opportunity here. So if there was something in the past, because we're seeing a 10 of Swords here, and it's very hard to ignore a 10 of Swords, especially when we have Death card in the same reading, because there's something here that was an irreversible ending for you. But it may be that that's the fear that you confronted, was knowing that something was so far gone, was such a lost cause, that you had to or have to put an end to it, even though you may not have wanted to put an end to it. And we'll get to why I think that. But because you're confronting these fears of putting an end to something, that's why the universe wants to reward you with something here. So you're being asked to focus on this ending. So what happened? What happened that you need some kind of deep emotional healing from? Something that you need to put a final end to, but perhaps you're still weighing your options with this 2 of Pentacles, that maybe you feel like you want to keep working on this, or maybe you want to stay put with whatever this is. But the cards are really saying it's time to put an end to it. Because once you put an end to it, that's when your opportunities can really come in. So you could be stuck because you're too afraid to put an end to whatever this is. So, and this tracks to the Page of Wands is in your challenge position, which this is telling me that you are being challenged to move on. You're being challenged to move forward. That there's something about you that you don't want to take this next step for whatever reason that is. So, and this could be anything because this is a general reading, but sometimes if I see the Strength, the 10 of Swords, and then the Page of Wands in a challenge position, this could be a pride thing. This could be an ego thing. You could be being stubborn about something, but really try to ask yourself, because I'm also seeing the 7 of Pentacles, what are you getting out of this 10 of Swords situation that you're afraid to put an end to it? So for example, if you're in a relationship that you know is just toxic or stagnant or not going anywhere or whatever that is for you, but you continue to stay, let's say, because you don't want to be alone. Well, that's your ego speaking. So make it make sense for you and your own situation. But I'm just trying to put these cards into a context that it feels like you want to move this forward, but you are stuck. There's a new opportunity here, but the universe is kind of waiting for you. The universe is absolutely waiting for you to put this final nail in the coffin so that you can move forward with something else. Perhaps something that's better worth your time, better worth your investments with the Seven of Pentacles, so that you can just have more. You can live a better life, be a better version of yourself. So this message with the Knight of Cups and Death that's coming through is really about, this feels to me like it's probably some kind of a romantic situation that you're meant to leave or get out of so that your new opportunities can come. So this feels to me like this message is transforming that. That's the thing with the Death and the Ten of Swords that really needs to have come to a final ending. Ten of Swords will often mean that someone stabbed you in the back. There was heartbreak, there's certainly pain, there's some kind of loss, some kind of deception, some kind of lies, that you're still putting up with this person in your energy, to use that random example of because you don't want to be alone. But this is what these cards are saying. But there's a massive transformation here that can happen with you confronting your fears, changing your perspective on this entire situation so that you can really step into your true and authentic self. You can't step into your true and authentic self until your soul or your ego goes through this death. So your ego has to go through this death in order to emerge and rebirth yourself into your authentic self. And that's exactly when you're going to find your uniqueness, your individuality, your individuation. And I see that in your potential final outcome with the Nine of Pentacles, because the Nine of Pentacles is about your authentic self. It is about your uniqueness and your individuality. And this is you being you. So I can see this all happening, which means you are going to confront these fears. You may be a bit confused about which direction to move in with the Seven of Cups, but I feel like ultimately, because the Seven of Cups is coming in with the Nine of Pentacles, that you do understand that this was a karmic relationship that you are dealing with, and that if you have resentments and triggers and things that are still intensely hanging on, there's turmoil in this relationship, that's your sign that you're meant to put, like, why are you still here? And it's probably because some kind of fear is holding you back. But once you confront that fear and take this new adventure, and that will be the thing that helps your ego to die off in this situation. And that's exactly when your true and authentic self will emerge. And we see this Ace of Wands here with the Hanged Man, which tells me that the universe is really waiting to give you a present, a reward, once you just change your perspective on this relationship. So the Strength and the Ace of Wands are with the Ace of Pentacles. So there's another ace. The universe wants to recognize you for your successes. This is all here. The aces are about rewards from the universe for doing the hard work, usually concerning confronting fears, and that's what the Strength card is. So this is just repeating. Once you face your fears about breaking up or whatever this is that's keeping you tied to this person, once you face those fears, there's lots of rewards coming in. We have two different aces now. The Ten of Swords and the Two of Pentacles are with the Ace of Wands again. This is about your willpower. This is about you saying, enough is enough. I'm not going to hem and haw about this anymore. I'm not going back and forth. I'm not saying, well, this person is terrible for me, but I don't want to be alone. It's no, it's just this person is terrible for me, to use that example. The Page of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles are with the Hanged Man again. So we have this Hanged Man, we have this different perspective twice. This is about you transitioning. It's about you sacrificing whatever this relationship is so that you can move, invest in yourself, in your own ego death, in your own uniqueness, in your own authentic self. There's something better that you can be investing in, but you just have to stop and see it. And that's why you feel stuck right now, because the universe is not allowing you to move forward until you see it. The Knight of Cups and Death are with the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is about advancement, but it's also this recognition. It's being rewarded. It's saying this, you did this, you went through this massive transformation. Now you're winning at everything. You're getting rewards. You're individualizing yourself. You're seeing your own authentic self. That is you winning. And then finally, the 7 of Cups and the 9 of Pentacles are with the King of Swords. The King of Swords is extremely articulate and extremely intelligent. So this is you. This is your authentic self emerging. You'll be emerging in this full King of Swords energy. And I'm not talking about gender, because you, whoever you are the King of Swords in this reading. And you're really emerging strongly as this very intelligent force to be reckoned with, because you finally put an end to whatever this is that the universe really needed you to recognize. So there you go. That is our collective reading. Will you please let me know how this was resonant for you? Consider subscribing to the channel if you like my vibe. And we will do this again sometime. Thanks, everybody. Bye.